The extended Halloween masks party and the latest gas war taught us that we should look around the prices before we buy. 0 is a number that identifies our balance in our bank accounts. We should be faithful to God that we was lucky enough to live and survive some good memories before all this happens. Today, my friends, we talk about the prices and living costs in Tunisia in 2022. Is it cheap? Is it expensive? Let's find out. So we are going to divide today's video into 5 categories. Yes, I'm reading from my paper. The first category will be accommodation, including prices of houses and land. 2, food and prices of supermarket. 3, transport and prices of cars. 4, leisure, coffee shop and restaurant prices. And number 5 will be the conclusion and my thoughts. And is it expensive? Is it cheap? We are going to know that based on the basic salaries in Tunisia. But before we get started, let's get it clear from the start. Expensive or cheap is really relative to from where you come from and how much you make per month. So what's cheap for you, maybe it's expensive for me, and what is expensive for me could be cheap for you, and vice versa. By the way, we are filming this episode on my Fuji X-S10 with the 13mm f1.4 Viltrox Eternal Profile of Life. Are you seeing the cinema? Is it gorgeous? You don't care. I forget to mention that the currency in Tunisia is called Tunisian dinar. $1 at the actual rate of 9 September 2022 is approximately 3.2 Tunisian dinar, and €1 is approximately the same because, as you know, the euro went down. I will put here in the screen the actual rate, but of course, if you are coming to Tunisia, make sure to check them out. First of all, let's talk about accommodation. To rent 1-bedroom apartment in Tunisia, unfurnished and with excluding bills like electricity and internet, you will have to pay, as an average in middle of the city, approximately 700 Tunisian dinar, which means approximately $200. And of course, this can go so much up based on the size of the accommodation and the location, because even though you are in middle of the city, there are some places with the higher standards, and to rent one apartment or villa floor little bit outside the city, you will have to pay approximately between 350 and 500 Tunisian dinars. Let's say if you would like to rent one villa, probably 3 to 4 bedroom plus a small garden, you will have to pay no less than 1,500 Tunisian dinar excluding bills. Let's suppose you are a tourist and you would like to rent one apartment with furniture. I think the price will not be less than 1,000 Tunisian dinar per month, which means approximately $300, 350. As I said on the start, it may sound cheap for you because you come from the USA with the salaries of the United States, or maybe you come from Europe with the salaries of Europe. It may sound cheap for you, but it's not the case for locals who work in Tunisia, and I will talk more about that in the next minutes. Now let's say you would like to buy one apartment in the middle of the city. The average price will go around 2,300 Tunisian dinar to 3,100 Tunisian dinar per square meter, based on the level of the finishing you want, and based of course of the location. Maybe you can find an old accommodation cheaper than that. If you have, of course, a sea view, the prices will double. If you go a little bit outside the city and in a good neighborhood, the price can drop down to 1,600, 1,700 Tunisian dinar per meter. I just changed the battery of the camera. So now let's talk about the land price. The rate of 1 square meter in middle of the city, maybe it's a little bit difficult to find land in middle of the city, but if you can find, it will go approximately 1,000 to 1,500 Tunisian dinar per square meter. If you go outside the city, this rate can go like half the price. You can get between 500 to 700 in good neighborhood, and then it go more down as much as you approach the country. It will get approximately to about even less than 100 Tunisian dinar per square meter. But if you'd like the best and you would like to have near the sea or with the sea view, I don't want to alarm you, but you will have to pay approximately 2,000 Tunisian dinar per square meter. How's the autofocus? Yes, I have a paper. I prepared some paper today. Okay, now let's move to the second category and let's talk about food and supermarket. Let's start with the French baguette. Fortunately, the price of Tunisian baguette is very low. You will pay 0.2 Tunisian dinar per one baguette. However, 1 liter of cooking oil will cost you approximately 20 Tunisian dinar. If you divide it by 3, 5, maybe $6, which is a bit high. However, we have one government-sponsored oil which we will never find anyway. It will cost 1 Tunisian dinar per liter. 1 kilo of sugar, if you are lucky to find it, because now there is no sugar in Tunisia, by the way. A lot of factories are temporarily closing, but it will cost you 1 Tunisian dinar only. If you come to Tunisia, you know the importance of couscous and pasta on the daily dishes. So 1 kilo pasta or couscous, it will cost you approximately less than 1 dinar. 1 kilogram of Turkish coffee will cost you approximately 14 Tunisian dinar. I heard that the coffee is in shortage, so the price definitely will go more. 1 kilogram of tomato will cost you approximately, because we don't know, the rate is really changing from day to day, from 1 week to another, when it will cost you approximately 1.5 Tunisian dinar. The local pepper will cost you approximately from 3 to 4 dinar, depending on the season and depending on the availability. Sometimes it's slightly cheaper, sometimes it is more expensive than that. Tomato, if you are lucky on the season, in the summer it will be approximately even less than 1 Tunisian dinar. On the winter it will go up to 2 to 3 dinars. The seasonal fruit will cost you between 3 to 5 Tunisian dinar, based on the season, of course. If you are in the summer, you can find peach or grapes. If you are in the winter, you can find fresh oranges or mandarin for approximately the same rate. Actually, fruit and vegetables price vary slightly from place to place, even in the same supermarket, from one shop to another. 1 liter of milk costs approximately less than 1.5 Tunisian dinar. Local cheese will cost you no less than 20 Tunisian dinar per kilograms. Fresh chicken will cost you approximately 10 Tunisian dinar. Red meat will cost you an average between 25 to 30 Tunisian dinar. Fish, because we are a seaside place. Let's take the example of sea bass. The farm sea bass will cost you approximately 14 Tunisian dinar. If you would like the natural wild sea bass, it will cost you double than that, approximately between 30 to 40 Tunisian dinar. Enough speaking of food. Let's go ahead and talk about the transport. I don't know how you judge it. Is it expensive? Is it cheap? The current date of 9 September 2022, the 1 liter of benzene in Tunisia costs 2.3 Tunisian dinar. If you convert it to US dollar, it's up 0.85 approximately US dollar. 1 liter of diesel is slightly cheaper and costs about 2 Tunisian dinar. The common transport between cities is insured by either bus, or you can choose Louage, which is the faster way, but it's not the safest, by the way. I advise you not to take the Louage all the time. Little bit less than 1 hour trip. It will cost you approximately 6 to 7 Tunisian dinar. Taxis prices, however, are slightly expensive. Speaking of transport, what is my other paper? I didn't write anything about that. Speaking of transport, the prices of cars in Tunisia, however, are really expensive, compared, of course, to the living cost. The price of, for example, Volkswagen Golf, which is a very common car, which used to be a very common car in Tunisia, will cost you now approximately 120 million Tunisian dinars, which is really high price, honestly, considering the basic salary. If you consider that the lowest salary by law in Tunisia is 430 dinar, Kia Rio, for example, very basic car, the basic version will cost you about 60 million dinar, which means approximately 158 times the lowest salary possible by law in Tunisia, which is really crazy. You have to work about 15 to 16 years to get this car. Even used car are now even more expensive than they used to be new at their time. Renault Clio, for example, this car used to be new in the market like 10 years ago. It cost about 12 million Tunisian dinar, 12,000 Tunisian dinar. Now you can find it after 10 years used, costing approximately the same or even more. It feels like really someone have some sliders. I've been in so many countries and I have seen this discrepancy. Cheap benzene, expensive prices. Cheap land, expensive building cost. Expensive building cost, very cheap lands. Okay, finally let's talk about the leisure, and if you would like to enjoy and to go somewhere to drink some coffee or something. Cheapest coffee shop it's now approximately 3 Tunisian dinar per cappuccino. If you would like to go somewhere nice like Sidi Bou Said, you will have to pay 3 to 4 times that price. If you'd like to eat outside, let's say you would like to take some sandwich, shawarma or maqloob or maybe baguette farci, it will cost you between 7 to 11 Tunisian dinar in a normal restaurant. If you'd like to go in a good restaurant and you'd like to sit, you will not pay less than 25 to 30 Tunisian dinar per plate. What we missed? If you'd like to go to the cinema, if you are lucky and find one, the ticket will cost you approximately between 5 to 10 Tunisian dinar based on the film or based on the show that you'd like to attend. Clothing prices also is really relative. Average of one jean is about 80 to 100 Tunisian dinar. One polo t-shirt will cost you no less than 40-50 Tunisian dinar. This is the lowest. Normal t-shirt between 20 to 40 Tunisian dinar, local brand. So the conclusion here, let me tell you one story here. I have my one friend, he's an engineer, and he was not lucky enough to find some work immediately after his graduation. But finally he found some work, and I met him last time in the summer. This guy worked in one company that they fabricate pieces for huge companies like Airbus and Boeing, plane parts. And he's doing all the 3D stuff, all the software stuff, and this guy, imagine how much he's making. He's making less than $300 per month. How the government allow for such companies to take advantage of these people, it's really unbelievable. And imagine this guy should get more than should get approximately $3,000 to $4,000 per month. He's getting less than 300 per month. And then I honestly don't blame people why they leave and why they do everything to leave the country. This does not mean that everybody is getting that salary. I know also other people that they want and they open their own projects, and they kind of succeed. They make, of course, like 10 times more than that. They make now very good living, especially considering the prices, the living costs in Tunisia. They are really in very good status. But also they are working very hard. They are running from place to place. They are always under pressure. What if I cannot work? What if I stop? What if my business stop? What if Halloween party start again? They will lose, of course, their job. They will lose their businesses. So really the situation is not really good. On the living cost now in Tunisia, I can say it's slightly expensive compared based on the average salary now in Tunisia. If you come from Europe or from America or from anywhere else that you make more than $1,000 per month, you will find it very cheap. And you will really enjoy it. And speaking of tourists, I forget to mention the prices of hotel. This year the prices of hotels in Tunisia went crazy up, especially if you are booking from outside through booking.com or Airbnb. The prices went approximately to $150 per night in 4 stars hotel. I just to clarify something, the 4 stars hotel in Tunisia is not up to high standards. I hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I hopefully you already subscribed to my channel. And by the way, now we have a new Facebook page. go ahead and subscribe. I share all my arts there. As you know, I love photography, I love making videos. So I share our travel and personal photos there in my Instagram and Facebook account, though they are synchronized. And if you'd like to ask us something, you can ask me there. I will be very happy to help you or to make maybe video about the topic that interests you. So thank you very much for watching and hope to catch you in the next one. Goodbye. How's the autofocus? The camera did well today. I'm gonna leave after you like today's video. Goodbye.